So Crusader using long duration food, so that could mean he's got 10 plus 10 stat food on as well. I don't know if that is the case. Nah, it's going down too quick. Okay, so he's probably using more of a grilled meat here, I think. So his food's going to run out in about 2 minutes. So he's got to remember that for halfway through the match. And Astro will be able to pre-food now if he wants to use long duration food. All these little things make a difference. Remember, food gives you health regen, so if you're not getting hit, you're getting 0.5 plus health regen. You're getting that stamina if you're not really running around. So it makes a big difference. Astro's going to have, Crusader's going to have efficiency this time. Let's see what Astro wants to do. Let's see if he wants to sort of, he can't win the range war, he must know that now, especially with that Feral, it just does way too much damage. Maybe he'll want to try a bit more of what I call a turtle push, where he gets his shield out and he just pushes forward, squirrels why he goes, so he doesn't just take unnecessary hits and he doesn't take a disabling shot. And then just when he gets into Stampede range, goes for it, Stampedes, pulverizes. See if he can catch the guy evading and in a pulverizer make him go vertical in the evade. That's another good thing, you can force a guy's dash out. Dash, 75 stam, you really don't want to be using that unless you're gonna die and you have to use it. So there's just these small little differences that add up to the big picture. We're gonna have to see how Astro wants to play this one out. He's 1-0 down, but Warrior is still really strong. We also might want to see, he might want to try and use these big statues. You can hide behind the feet, and actually against a duelist it's probably your best bet, because it's a bit boring, but if the duelist tries to push melee, you're right in your comfort zone, and he can't really range you from there, so you can just transfer freely. So we're going to see if Astro tries any of that this fight. But otherwise, Crusader just got a jump kite him.
I believe we're just waiting for Astro to say ready. Oh, that's the first one.
Here come the Staff Bolts, third one coming in now. And we've got to make sure Astro's pre-fooded, so he's going to be fine there. Efficiency's going to come out, and we're going to go for an uncanny focus start again. This is fine. I mean, you just want to mitigate any arrow damage, and that's what Astro's doing. He's going for more of a turtle push now, so look, he's going to mitigate any damage that's going to come out. It's not going to cost him too much stamina, and look how close he's got, and 0 damage come out there. Here's a Stampede. Going to go for the straight away for the pulverize. Doesn't hit the pulverize, misses the maelstrom. That's a lot of stats to use, but now he can just put a bit of pressure on Crusader with these back hits. He's got to be careful though, because that Feral polearm, look at the Feral bow, look at that, 3 hits, and he's on 75% already. Transfer out, he's going to go for the flurry, misses that flurry but hits the lunge, misses the back attack to that polearm, but he's going to Stampede and chase the dash. That's a lot of stats used from Crusader there, and I don't know if his thought process was that good, because look at that, the Stampede's caught him up straight away. A nice lacerate though, and he misses that vampiric strike, so Astro's on 50%. He might want to use a potion now, or he might want to just start his shield up and try and land his vampiric strikes. Next vampiric strike is going to be really important, and here comes the shield, and I like this thought process. Always a bit of a misclick there with a great sword, but he's going to
I apologize for that, guys.
He's going to get blocked. There's the evade, gonna get evade away. He's gonna try and sticky back him now, not quite getting it, but he's very, very close. He's gonna land a vampiric strike there, and that was an important vampiric strike to land, and he's really on Astro's back. Astro gonna miss that lunge as well. Now he's putting a bit of pressure on Astro. Here we go, here's the shield push, straight away. If he can land another vampiric strike, he's gonna be fine for stats, and Astro's gonna realise that his uncanny focus is gonna be on cooldown for about another 3 seconds, plus he's gonna have to cast it. And there's a nice back attack there, and a pulverize. This is the maelstrom though. Astro's gonna be forced to, Crusader's gonna be forced to evade away. He's gonna go for a full heal self. A potion's gonna come out from Astro, and he's gonna use a major stamina potion, and that's going to sort of mitigate a bit of the lacerate damage again we talked about earlier with that stamina. Now he's going to go for a shield push again. I like this. Another Stampede. Is he going to maelstrom? Going to go for that vampiric strike. Misses that vampiric strike. Going to try and hit him. Good squirreling coming out from Crusader though, and he's going to have a evade up in a minute, so he's going to be fine. He's going to go for a flurry. Gets a really nice long-range flurry there, and now these Feral bows, Feral shots are going to do a lot of damage, lowering that protection, and look at that. That's basically taken off 5% of himself in every single hit. He hit 3 of those in a row now, and Astro's gone 25%. Misses that back vampiric strike, hits a lunge, hits a lacerate, hits the pummel, and that is a GG. That's a 2-0 from Crusader, and I told you. Duelist in this arena, man, is going to be really, really strong. Crusader just showcased that right there. A really nice, confident, comfortable win on that game 2 from Crusader. And a bad luck from Astro. I mean, he had the right idea, just couldn't get the execution. And fantastic play from Crusader there. Unlucky to Astro, good game though, he played well. Like I said, he had the right idea, he had the right thought process at some points. Good shield push, good use of weapon switching, a little bit faster the second game, but he just couldn't quite land the hits when it needed to. Hit more vampiric strikes that time, so he was in the fight for much longer, and he caused Crusader to miss a couple of lunges, but yeah, look, Astro's saying now he whiffed a couple of his spells. I'm sure, like, if you played this match 10 times over, it would get a lot closer, because they look like they're kind of even skill brackets, both sort of on the same tier of play. But yeah, Crusader, man, played a really nice game there, and take nothing away from him. A nice, comfortable win on that game too. Not so much game 1, but he was just finding himself. Game 2, though, yeah, he
Crusader,
definitely.
you're now down here with me, with the Crush here, and Diana Swift. Diana, if you want to have anything you want to ask him, while I go ahead and try to get some stuff set up for the next match.
Yeah, how's it going?
We suck. Good fight. Well done. Good play. Nice.
I was listening in on you guys during the fight, and I mean, I think me and Astro, nerves got to us both, so we missed a few spells, both of us, and just pretty much did the best we could.
But I mean, you played well. You had that feral bow, and you really utilized that to your favor. Like, kept the range. You went for a more like. There's two ways you can play duelist. You can play kind of like a melee shielding duelist, or you can play like a range, and then you come in flurry, sort of lunge and back away. And that's sort of how you played that. And I think you played that perfectly in the situation.
I think against a warrior, kiting and staying range is your best option. Like you saw when he stampeded, I shield up, I try to get a flurry off, a lunge off, you know, whatever I could, and then I'd get back range automatically. Like, yeah, I could have pushed melee a little better, but I played it safe, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
not knowing
sure.
Astro, not knowing how good he was, I think that was my best option.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's definitely not too bad to play it conservatively. Were you aware that you were going to be fighting today? I know you were like on a reserve list, so I don't know what your how much training you did. If you like practiced specifically against warriors, or like a certain style of warrior, or if it was just basically your general play and you were just using that, or was there any sort of anything you did different?
I thought, based on people I knew that were backing out, I thought I'd be in tomorrow's fight against a COE guy, which is a Deadeye. So I've been kind of practicing like that. As far as a warrior, I had no practice. I had about 15-minute warning before I got pulled up. I was actually in a siege.
Okay, so you did pretty good. So it was nice. It was nice that you come in with a feral bow at least. Do you think if he was in dragon and with a rank 80 weapon, it would have made much of a difference to how you were gonna choose to fight him? Or would you have played kind of the same, a bit more conservatively, a bit more range? You know what I mean, like that.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely transferred more. I didn't feel I needed to transfer as much.
Sure.
I think it just would have taken longer to whittle him down. I think the outcome probably would have been the same. I expect in my next fight I'm going to be outgeared because I do not have bone armor. And I mean, I'll just have to play it from there. You know, see who I'm facing.
You could be like, I do believe one of our former matches yesterday was sponsored by another player, Atlas LD, offering up some dragon armor for the guy. You might be able to find yourself a sponsor for the match. If anyone is willing to, if anyone would like to sponsor any of the contestants.
I'm going to the second round. I definitely appreciate it if somebody has some bone armor I could borrow.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget it's non-full loot, so you're not going to lose it. So like the worst you can happen, it loses a little bit of Jura. That's basically your only.
Right.
That's it. So it's not too bad. So it's definitely worth trying to get your hands on that. And we've been doing that kind of on EU as well. Some people have been doing like rent rank 80, where they put a deposit down, and then you get your rank 80, and then you get your money back after.
Well, also I'm used to fighting outgeared, so I mean, as you see, I'm more defensive when I fight. I don't push melee that much. So it's something I'm used to, being fought outgeared anyway, so.
So now you've gone through to the next round, so you should be playing earliest on Wednesday. Is there any sort of specific 1v1 training you're going to do, anything like that? Anything that you think you're going to try and maybe change your style up a bit, or just sort of get your eye in a bit more to get your accuracy up, or how do you think you're going to play for Wednesday?
I'm going to see who I'm facing, obviously, and determine it from there.
And what's your most comfortable matchup to fight against? For you personally?
I'd say warrior. You know what I mean? A lot of my clanmates I duel are warriors, so I'm kind of used to kiting them and staying ranged.
I don't mean to cut you guys off, but I do have Asher up there, and I want to pull him in while we look at the contestants being popped in for the next match. I want to get his comments really quickly before we move on. Thank you again, Crusader. We're looking forward to talking to you again after your next match.
Yeah, definitely a good fight to Astro, though, and I wasn't trying to be a dick by not resin him. I didn't realize I needed to.
Yeah, GG, well played, bud. Well done.
Alright, I'm going to move you up, and I'm going to bring Astro, who might be using a voice changer here in TeamSpeak. Are you there, Astro?
Hello?
That's definitely not a real voice. Do you have any comments you want to ask him, Diana, while I set up this thing?
So, Astro, unlucky, 2-0, but you played a way better game too. What do you reckon went wrong?
I wanted to stab him in the face, but it was crazy. He kept swirling around. I couldn't hit him. It was crazy.
Who's that meant to be? Christopher Walken. It's quite good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You gotta hit those ramp strikes, man. If you don't hit those ramp strikes, then what?
You know, I felt like I went in the match and I could hit him. It just didn't go. I missed the overrides. I missed the bam. Especially that bow. Nuts. Nuts.
It sounds like you're in a fishbowl now, so Christopher Walken, we're gonna have to say GG well played, but we've got to have another fight. Unlucky, bud.
You have a good day.
Alright, thank you. I'm going to drag you up
Get into
now.
this next match now, which is going to be the Pit Boss playing Berserk Slayer versus Kanoro Akoni, who is going to be a duelist, and he's going to be in full bone, and I'm going to assume he's got a Thrill bow that I can see there. I'm going to assume he's going to have a Thrill one-hander and a rank 40 shield against the Pit Boss, who is going to be in full dragon with a Orc mask, and it looks like he's got a greatsword there. I don't know if he's going to weapon swap to polearm. Probably. I've seen this guy, he's got quite a few videos out. I peg him as a 1v1 specialist as well. I don't know about Can. I'm just going to call him Canaro. I don't know.
Canaro.
I don't know
I
if
do
he's
believe
more
he
of
is
a
one of
1v1
the
specialist.
leaders, or one of the higher ups in the Nyota Guild. I could be wrong, but I do believe that is who he's with. It should be a
Okay,
good
so
match.
Starthoughts are going to come in now, so we're going to see how Pit Boss wants to play this. He's got Dragon, so that feels going to do damage, but not as much as if he was any focus from Canero. Yep, and Pit Boss is just going to run forward. You've got to be careful not to straighten, and yeah, okay, he's just going to shield, and he's going to do a bit more of a turtle push, and now he's going to get into Stampede range. He might try and force the guy to evade early. No, he's just going to Stampede Pulverize, a really nice Pulverize, straight away shielding up, hits that power attack, misses that crushing blow. Power attack was blocked though, so it's not going to do too much damage against that bone scale, and now we're going to go into jump kiting, but he's got to be careful, Canero. If he jump kites, he's got to make sure he hits, and he's going to shield up now, and he's got to be careful on his screwing. And Pit Boss is going to come in. Lunge is going to be missed. He's going to land a flurry. He's going to land that flurry. So that's going to be really, really helpful now. Going to miss that last rate though. He's got to be careful. Vampiric Strike miss. Just going to take some back Maelstrom damage. He's going to just squirrel around. See that bone scale, man? That's absorbing a hell of a lot of damage against that warrior now. Lunge is going to hit Pit Boss. And he's going to miss the last rate though. Going to hit that pummel though. Oh, he did actually hit the last rate. He's going to miss that disable and blow up. I like that little melee combo there. And he tried to disable. Didn't quite hit it. Pit Boss is just going to melee forward. He's going to try and hit him. Oh, a nice Pulverize, and let's see if he can hit a Vampiric Strike on the landing. Oh, he's going to go for a Crushing Blow. Really nice choice there, and Kanero's gone to half health, and that Crushing Blow is going to be really, really painful for his stamina, especially as he's transferring so much into health right now. Some arrows coming out from the Pit Boss, and Pit Boss is just going to try and sticky back in. Going to miss that Vampiric Strike, so he's got to be careful. And a nice lunge coming out there, totally unblocked. The potion's going to come out from Pit Boss, he's going to go for a great redo straight away. Kanero's going to do a good job shielding up, he's doing a good job squirreling, manages to evade out of that Vampiric Strike, so a really nice play there. Pit Boss on 75%, Canero on 75%, pretty even matchup so far. Canero's just got to get his eye in, he's just got to get his aim going, and Pit Boss is doing really well. Lunge missed there, and Pit Boss is just going to shield up and just run forward again, a bit turtles, and try and get some back hits. Remember when you jump kite, the warrior's just going to hold his shot every time, and that's 2-0 there. He's going to try for that last rate, he's going to miss that last rate though, and then get a good Pulverize. He's going to get a Vampiric Strike now, and now Pit Boss is going to transfer. He doesn't want to slam himself out, but he's on nearly 100% health, and Canero's on 75% still. He's going to get Uncanny Focus again, so that arrows aren't going to do too much damage. He's going to get a lot more mana. Going to go for the lunge. Going to miss the lunge. He's going to try and maybe lacerate or flurry again. Going to hit that pummel. Is he going to disable? There's a disable, and maybe the lacerate misses. Gets a second lunge and gets a back lacerate. A really nice combination there, but he's dropping so low. Vampiric Strike come out and a Pulverize in that time. And Canero's dropping just below 50%, 75%, and this Dragon is also absorbing a lot of damage. Damn, I didn't realise how much that was going to absorb against rank 8 either. And another great redo is going to come out from Canero, and he's really got to get his eye in. He's missing his range at the moment. His melee is spot on, but his range is just much to be desired. Pulverize is going to be blocked there. Ooh, a really nice back crushing blow from the Pit Boss there, and that's going to really force the stamina issue now. Another Uncanny Focus, and there's a nice throw. A lunge ender was unblocked actually. He tried for the disable, but he wasn't blocking, and then he hits the last rate, but it got blocked at that time. Misses the pummel, and now he's just doing a good work in melee right now. Got to be careful that back power attack. Doesn't quite hit it from the Pit Boss. He's going to come in and going to wait for Pulverize and Stampede. Gonna get a hit on the shield. Lacerate's gonna miss him there though. Doing a good job. He's gonna just try and get a bit of bow pressure on him. Not quite hitting Kanira. Kanira's actually transferring health to mana, so that tells me that he doesn't have much stamina left. He's got to do that. He's gonna go for a full heal self. He's at about 55% right now. Misses the lunge. Pit boss is just dropping. He's about 75% right now, and he's gonna transfer also to mana. He's gonna keep his stats up now. And there's a good pulverizing. It's unblocked pulverize. He's gonna go for the crushing blow. Didn't miss that second crushing blow. That's 2 out of 3 ain't bad, definitely. Not against the duelist anyway. Uncanny Focus is going to come up, but he's dropping low now. He's taking a lot of back arrows and going to be forced to dash away. And he's going to dash away and he's going to probably try and fully reset the fight. Pitboss has got to be careful. He's just going to transfer health to mana. He's not getting hit, so he knows he can freely do that and not worry. And he's going to make sure he's got stamina to be able to finish him. Kaniro doing a good job statting up. He's gone to about 60%. Here comes a Stampede. A Maelstrom's probably going to come in here. Maelstrom's going to come in, but he evaded it and didn't take any damage. And misses the Vampiric Strike. Misses the second crushing blow, so that's 2 out of 4, 50%. And he hits a nice lacerate unblocked. Misses the lunge though, he's got to be careful of these. And now he's going to try and jump fight him here. And he's getting blocked though, that frill shield is going to go to work right now. Oh, a nice unblocked damage hit. Oh, and here's the aim here, look at that. 2 shots, 10% of your health gone. So this is what he's got to do. A nice pulverize come in, and another nice crushing blow. That's 6. How many is that? 6, and he's hit 4 of them. That's a nice hit percentage there for those crushing blows. And Pitboss dropped to 50%, and that lacerate's going to do damage. And Pitboss got to be careful, and there's a lunge there, and he's got to be careful. He's going to go for a full heal self, and he's probably going to pot as well if he's got a potion available to him. He's going to hover at about 50%, and he's going to push forward that shield. Kaniro at 50% also, and here comes the push again. Going to go for it. Misses that Vampiric Strike, misses that crushing blow, but hits a nice back Maelstrom before the evade out. He's going to evade now, he's going to transfer again, he's going to have Uncanny Focus in about 5 seconds, so you might see him cast that in a minute, and Pitboss is just hovering at above 50%, about 55%, Kaniro at about 60% health. Let's see if he can get any good ammo, and yeah, there's a great redo on the Pitboss as well now. So now let's see if we get his eye in. Here's the Uncanny Focus, or no, he's going to go for a flurry, misses the flurry, misses the lunge, he's got to be careful of this. Here comes the Uncanny Focus, but he's going to take a pulverize during that, and can Pitboss land another crushing blow? Not quite this time. 50% from Kaniro, 75% for the Pitboss. Misses that lunge. Kaniro's got to be careful with just wasting these moves, you know, like not hitting them. And now Pitboss is doing a fantastic job. 3 out of 3 arrows, 4 out of 4 arrows. And now he's going to push forward. Misses that lunge, hits that Vampiric Strike. Now he's going to go forward. Now he's going to do a Maelstrom. He's really going to pressure Kaniro. Kaniro is going to be 1 hit soon. Misses that back Vampiric Strike, but now he's got to try and do some arrow pressure like he was before. And he's got to hold these arrows and make sure that if he jump fights him, he's going to hit him every time. Transferring health to mana now. And there's a nice arrow pressure, and Kaniri's forced to Stampede again, and he's not going to have much health. He's going to have a great rejuve popping, but can he hit these long range arrows from the Pitboss? And he is, and he's forced to transfer health to mana. That tells me he's low on stamina. He's going to try and hit that Uncanny Focus again, so he's going to be okay for transferring, but Pitboss is going to come in now, and if he's got a good pulverize available to him, and there's a pulverize, 1 more hit on Kaniro, and he's going to be going down. A nice Vampiric Strike. Pitboss at 100% health now, and he's just going to hit these jump kiting. Got to be so careful when he's jump kiting. Maybe he wants to shield up a little bit more and wait for potions. There's a lunge, but he's got totally blocked. Basically did nothing. There's a lacerate, unblocked lacerate, but that's not going to be enough, and there's a 1 nice little back hit from the Pitboss, and that's a GG game 1. Pitboss definitely controlling and dictating the pace of that fight. Not enough range coming out from Kaniro. I mean, he had his play, his mechanics were fine. His mechanics were fine. He was blocking at the right time. He was evading at the right time. He was doing the correct moves at the right time. But he just wasn't landing no shots, which is all important. You saw when he had a little combination of like 2 or 3 frill bow shots, he 10% health from the Pitboss, just bam, gone. He had a really nice melee combo at one point where he hit a lunge unblocked. He then disabled him. He pummeled him and lacerated him. If he can do that, plus the range, he's definitely going to have game 2. But we're going to see how he plays it now. Pitboss, though, definitely dictated the pace of that fight. And he was hitting those arrows every jump shot, and he was hitting a lot of crushing blows, man. And that really put Kaniro on the back foot, so he was forcing him to transfer health to mana, which really, as a duelist, you don't want to do, seeing as you've got Uncanny Focus, which is giving you 100 mana every, 45 seconds? So, man, really well played from the Pitboss there, and really good job. But nice from Kaniro. Definitely not a stomp. Definitely not a stomp. And Pitboss is going to have to play again like that, or he's going to get taken out. These Bone Scale, I didn't realise how much it was actually going to block. He got power attacked at one point, but it hardly did anything. So, really nice job from Kaniro, just rocking full Bone Scale as a duelist, which a lot of duelists would probably not try and do.
Did you happen to notice how many potions each one of them use? How many they have remaining?
So, I'm reckoning Kaniro's got about 2, and Pitboss has got 3. That's what I reckon, from what I saw myself. So, Kaniro, he didn't use them on cooldown, that's for sure, otherwise he would have used 5. So maybe he thought, okay, I can't quite win this first round, I'm going to save him for the next fight and try and take round 2 and just play a little bit stronger. Pit Boss was just using his when he thought, okay, I can finish him now, but I don't want to make sure I stand myself out, and then he manages to get away from me, and if I used a potion, that wouldn't have happened. So I reckon Pit Boss has got 3 left, and Kanira's got about 2, but that might...
There's a lot of people using the breakfall skill. I didn't realize as powerful as it was. So there goes the mana missile starting us off again.
It's going to go for the early efficiency, early uncanny focus, a little bit early, but I mean, pre-casting, it's not going to make much of a deal. In fact, it's probably going to favour Pit Boss a little bit more because he can't do any damage during it. So here comes this range. Is he going to get any of these thrill shots? And there's the first one. He's got to land a bit more than one though. And in fact, he's taking equal damage, and Pit Boss is hitting him with all of his arrows, and Kanira's dropping to nearly 75%. He's going to miss that lunge, and he's going to take a full pulverize, and let's see if he's going to land a vampiric strike. He's going to go for the crushing blow, but it didn't quite hit him. Weird, it looked like he fell through the ground, but Kanira's dropped already to about 60% health. Pit Boss is fine. He's not too worried at the moment, but he's got to be careful of those feral bow shots, and now he's dropped to 75%, and that is a lot of damage, and now he's going to force the shield. He's going to play it nice and conservatively, nice and safe. He's going to try and land a pummel on him, but he's going to hit a vampiric strike, and he's going to miss the pummel, hits a nice back maelstrom, and now he's doing a really good job, and if he gets a nice sticky back here, he's done. Nero's going to be forced to evade away, and he might actually be forced to dash to create the bigger distance, and he's going to take a lot of arrows while he's taking this. 2 arrows there, and Pit Boss is going to force in. He's going to have Stampede in about 3 more seconds, which I reckon he'll use Stampede, maybe Pulverize if he's got it. He's just going to push forward now, and Kanira's dropping to 6% health. Here's a Stampede, there's a Pulverize, another nice Pulverize, and let's see what he lands. He misses the power attack, misses Crushing Blow, and Kanira's at 50% now, so if he hit those 2, that would have been game over, but Kanira manages to survive for a bit longer. Uncanny Focus is going to come out. It's got going to have good transfers. Okay, let's see if he can do any damage with this Frill Bow. Pit Boss on 75%. Nice, block the lunge, not going to do too much. Misses the power attack, no, but he's got a nice sticky back on Kanira now, and that's 2 hits, and he misses the flurry, misses the lunge. Now he's going to Maelstrom him. That's a lot of damage. Kanira on 25%, misses a Crushing Blow though, misses that Vampiric Strike, and Kanira's going to have to evade and set away. Nice timing on evade though, he didn't evade too early and let the Stampede catch up. But these arrows, Kanira dropping to 50% already. Kanira got a great rejuve going now as well, so he's not going to be too worried. Misses that lunge though. Pit Boss going to shield up and come back. Oh, a nice unblocked Lacerate there with blocked too lately. Kanira, oh, a nice Crushing Blow off the Pulverize there. And Kanira at 50%, but I bet his stamina's really hurting now. And a Potion of Great Rejuve is going to come out from Pit Boss. A little bit of a misplay there. He doesn't block with his shield. He tries to parry with his weapon. Lacerate misses, Pummel misses, but he hits him in the back and puts Uncanny Focus on. 50%. Pit Boss on about 90% now. Nice Vampiric Strike from Pit Boss, so he's going to be okay with stats. And another nice Crushing Blow. That's two Crushing Blows this time. He's got a Vampiric Strike ticking, so he's going to be fine for stats at the moment. And he hits that back Maelstrom, a totally unblocked Maelstrom there. And oh, and he hits a nice back. Vampiric Strike, and he's going to be 1 hit now. If Pit Boss manages to get a Stampede Pulverize, it's going to be game. And I think Kanira knows that, and he's going to dash away to make sure he can survive a little bit longer and get a full transfer. Potion's going to come out from Kanira, so that's 2 pots. I think he's got 1 more left, but I might be wrong on that. That might be his last one. And Pit Boss is just going to run forward. He's going to transfer. He's going to go health to mana, so he can always put stamina in if he needs to. Uncanny Focus coming out from Kanira. He's on 50% right now, but he's in a difficult spot. And there's a nice Pulverize that gone vertical, but the statue saved him from taking full damage. But he evaded, and the evade got blocked, and he hit Crushing Blow on him. And now Pit Boss is going to do some damage. Unblocked lunge though. Maelstrom got blocked. Pit Boss at about 80%, but he's fine for stats. He's not too worried about that, and he's just got to put pressure. And Kanira just has to survive. So Kanira's just got to wait for his dash again. And here comes the Stampede. Can he get a good sticky back? Can he land the Sable? Doesn't quite hit anything. And a good evade to dodge that Sable. And Kanira really needs to try and put pressure on him. I know it's difficult, but like, what's he going to do? Let Pit Boss chase him forever? And here's that secondary dash. And does he get a good bunny hop? Quite a good bunny hop. It could have gone 1 more further, I think. Gonna wait for Uncanny Focus. Uncanny Focus gonna come up. 25% now. Now can he get any damage while he's got this distance going on? And here's the Stampede. He's gonna have Pulverize. There's a Pulverize. Got a block Pulverize those. Misses the power attack. Hits the Maelstrom though. Unblocked Maelstrom. Kanira evades out of the Crushing Blow. And now another potion's gonna come out from Pit Boss. He's gonna be totally fine for stats now. A Flurry's come on. Can he do any damage during this? He misses that Lacerate. Misses the Pummel. Misses the Lunge. Kanira dropping low, he's having to transfer health to mana, and he's stabbed, and 1 more hit from Pit Boss isn't going to do him, and he hits a Crushing Blow, so he's 100% down now, and he's just going to stop and give up, and Pit Boss with a GG there, and a nice hit, and those Crushing Blows, man, 3 for 3 in that game too, and that was a really nice game too, and Pit Boss basically controlled the whole of that fight, and the only reason he did that, because Kanira could not hit his arrows when he needed to hit his arrows, and a well played there from the Pit Boss, a dominating game 2 there, totally dictated that fight, but hey, good effort from Canero. He had a much better game 1 than he did that game 2, but he just didn't have the iron today. You don't know, like we keep saying, these nerves, these tournament nerves. If people, like, maybe in a real world fight, he's landing 8 out of 10 in his shots. In this fight, landed about 3 out of 10. Like, you need at least an 85% hit rate rather than a sort of 30% hit rate is no good. And those crushing blows from Pit Boss, man, like, were spot on. I think he's on about an 80% hit rate on those crushing blows there. So it was really, really nice play. Didn't hit any power attacks, but it didn't really matter. Hit one power attack at the very first game 1, but it was blocked, so it wasn't too much of an issue. But hey, really nice. And a 2-0 victory for Pit Boss to finish up day 2 of the Cull.
Nice close-up view here of the bone scale armor. You guys over here and show you the dragon with what I believe is the goblin mask. Looks like we're gonna be getting both of them to pop in here and get some comments. Also, I brought you down here as here with you're with the Crush and Deanna Swift from the Euro server.
What's happening, guys?
How we doing? Good games, good fight.
Thanks, man. Comms are sick.
Nice play, nice play. Man, your crushing bow accuracy was well in for this game. Have you been practicing that? Any in particular? Have you been practicing for 1v1s against duelists specifically, or just your general play?
Yeah, I mean, we usually duel and do 1v1s every day. I practiced a little bit against Dark Moon earlier. I've been practicing against Saban all night, so shout outs to them. Gave a couple good tips. I mean, really with the arena, what you're working with, there's not a lot a warrior can do, and it makes me nervous later down the road. Nothing to hide behind or anything, so I mean
you've got these sort of statue feet that you can kind of hide behind. We saw that on EU where against Deadeye, where it was difficult for the Deadeye to push, but I mean, yeah, it's difficult for a warrior. It's definitely not balanced for a warrior, this arena, but I mean, you got to work with what you've got, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my archery was pretty good. Crushing blow was on. Should have definitely incorporated disable there. I missed a lot of them in the pole arm at times.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see you weapon switch much, but not that you really needed it, and I mean, if you mess up with a weapon switch, it's really bad, you know, and when you've got like the arena nerves, I don't know if that affects you much, like being on stream, like it's an official tournament, you know, everyone's watching, like some people play differently, like they could be the best player, you know, but that really affects them and they sort of mess up with their stats. How many potions did you use in that whole thing, by the way? All 5 or 4?
Yeah, I used 5. I mean,
yeah,
I
okay.
didn't have to.
No, you didn't have to, but
them,
it's
but
better
I
to
mean,
say.
Yeah, why not? If you're allowed 5.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that there. So
just stand up.
So what do you think your best matchup is in the tournament?
Let me just open up the bracket.
Or what class will you be most comfortable playing against, and what class will you be least comfortable playing against?
I would say probably most comfortable Warrior v Warrior, although really the way the game's turning out on some of the tier 1 Warriors that whoop my ass continually, it's just landing more attributes or abilities, and that's going to be the tough. I mean, obviously, God forbid if I ever get that far, Pat's going to be a huge concern, Heybro's a huge concern, even a Primalist with that wide open area is going to be, you're going to have to play super defensive and pick your spots.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think it would be interesting to see Pat in here. I know his aim is absolutely sick, and Warriors can't really hide in here. Let's see if people go straight for that statue. But a good Deadeye will be able to fight them around that statue for sure. They'll be able to poke with true shots. So maybe maybe a good thing could be practicing against Deadeye in totally open and seeing if you can find sort of like a little thing, like a little trick or something to be able to pressure them so much where they have to force to run away. Could be something to do. But man, good fights. You definitely dominated around the game 2 there. You definitely dictated the whole pace of that fight, and he didn't have anything for you. His aim was a little bit off, you know. And I think if he was a lot stronger with his aim, that thrill bow would have wrecked you, because at one point he got like 3 shots on you and you dropped 10% health just like that, you know, in a couple of seconds. So I think if his aim was on, he definitely could have had you, but not this time, and you dominated in game 2, man. Well done.
Thanks, man.
Again, thank you for the time. I'm going to bring Canero down. I got joined by Canero Okani now, I believe that's how I pronounce it, with myself, Crush here, and Diana Swift for the post-game comments.
So, condolences, Canaro. 0-2, but you gave him a really good game, man. And props are going in full rank 80. I think that definitely made a difference, and it definitely helped you. You disappointed? Were you nervous in the game? Like, how did the fight go for you? How do you want to break it down?
Well, I wasn't as nervous as I expected to be, but I feel it was a bit of a game changer. Pretty much being forced to engage in melee with him. Going up against a Thorough Shield with a bow, regardless of the rank, is just not really going to end well.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, you got disabling shot, but he was really good at keeping swapping his weapons, and he was really good at putting pressure on you. And when you tried to jump kite, he would make sure he would punish you with back hits. I think your aim was a little bit off that fight. And at
It
one point
definitely
you got
was.
like a really nice combo of like 3 hits, and bam, that's 10% of his health gone. You know what I mean? If you had kept that up throughout the whole game, whoa, those things, you had a really nice combo in game 1 where you hit a pummel, you then disabled him, lacerated, and lunged him. And I thought, you know what? If you've got that with your aim, you're gonna really trash him. Wasn't quite on, but you played really well, man, and really good job. I mean, if you, I think if you fought him 10 times, I think it would be more of a 50-50, personally, just from watching those 2 fights there, without any prior history of either of you guys. So, I mean, you played really well, and condolences for being knocked out. Who's your favourite to go through further for the tournament?
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Who's your favourite to go through to the tournament? Who do you think, do you know anyone that's in the
I would-
tournament, or?
I would definitely have to say Pat Crutch. I've dueled him before, and it doesn't matter what class you are, he'll just rip you up.
Yeah, so I mean, he's playing Deadeye, I believe, and it's a really good Deadeye arena, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays. I want to see how Haybro plays him. I've got a bit of history with Haybro, and it'll be interesting to see if those two fight each other eventually. But yeah, condolences. Unlucky, but you gave him some good games, man. That was probably the best games of the day. I think I would say that was the best game of the evening.
That was
Those
those
two
were those
games.
probably the best, most interesting matches. Probably they were by far the longest matches as well. Very, very good fight. Very good fight. And again, thank you,
Appreciate
Canaro,
that.
for coming in here. And that's it. That's it for us today, guys. I'm gonna drag you out of the channel, Canaro. That's it for us today. Tomorrow we're looking at Smooth Criminal versus Merc Hughes, and Silent Widowmaker versus Warchief Gortusk. And then we have Lloyd Label versus Libra Lives. And the final matchup of the day, probably one of the fun people have been looking forward to, being Haybro versus Mars. If you have any other comments, Dan, I think I'm going to call it there. You guys that are watching that have not played the game, there's a link there, darkfallonline.com. I do recommend you guys go over and check it out. It's also for sale on Steam. Give it a try if you haven't already. I do believe it's worth it. It's a hardcore PvP game with a full loot system, so you can fully take everything your opponent has after you kill them. And it is also a very clan-based game as well, so you're going to want to try to jump into a clan as quickly as you can. I thank everybody for the time, and we'll go ahead and stop the stream right there.